Hello everyone. The following is a summary of floods, a natural disaster which is profound information about human strength in facing disasters, and at the same time, a call for solidarity to combat the negative effects of climate change. Now, let's go. In China, there is a stir in a clip recording scenes of streets turning into rivers, floodwaters sweeping away a series of cars and motorbikes, including heavy trucks. Specifically, the flood that occurred on June 29th in Chelsea District, Hunan Province, prolonged rains caused floods that turned streets into fast-flowing rivers, washing away a series of vehicles. The floodwater rose several meters high. Tree trunks were floating on the water surface, witnessing the fact that people were extremely confused about the raging severe weather, causing one person to die and 2 people to be swept away by floodwater. Since January 30th Friday, the rescue team moved people and livestock to a safe place to avoid landslides and floods. It is estimated that so far, the flood has caused economic damage of about 575 million yuan, equivalent to $80 million US. More than 95,000 people and 7,000 hectares of crops were affected. The water flow from the dam overflowed with unprecedented force. Flash floods swept away everything in their path, from houses and trees to vehicles. The sounds of showers, dams, and people's cries for help rang out everywhere. This scene makes people feel scared and helpless to prevent the impact of flash floods. This is a scene where floodwaters rise very quickly, and people go to collect firewood from the overflowing water source. In this situation, there was a car stuck in the middle of large waves of floodwater. The white car was half submerged in the water, with only the top remaining floating. Violent floodwater flowed through the car's body, creating a continuous curtain of road rain, and the force of the strong flow continuously pushed the car away. In August 2020, a series of heavy rains and accompanying storms hit areas in Turkey, especially in Rize Province and Trabzon Province, located in the northeastern part of the country. Prolonged heavy rains caused rapid and unexpected flooding, causing rivers and streams to overflow their banks. Water from rivers began to flood residential areas and grasslands, washing away everything in its path. Houses, trees, vehicles, and infrastructure were swept away by the powerful currents. The sound of heavy rain and flash floods rang out everywhere, creating horrifying scenes. The consequences of the flood were significant. Dozens of people were killed and injured in the flood. The family is separated and in pain, without knowing news about each other. Thousands of people had to evacuate and find safe shelters. Medical facilities and necessary infrastructure are destroyed or unusable, making it difficult to provide relief and medical care to those affected. Authorities and relief organizations have deployed rescue forces and provided necessities to affected people. Volunteers and relief groups from all over offered help and emotional support to those affected. The flood scene in India in 2019 was a horrifying sight. The fierce floodwaters swept away everything in its path, including houses, trees, vehicles, and infrastructure. The rivers became powerful currents, creating loud noises and screams from people in a state of panic. Thailand became an ocean flash flood, and tropical wave hit Bangkok on October 4, 2020. The flood scenes in Brazil in 2019 were astonishing. Violent floodwaters swept into cities, washing away everything in their path, such as houses, vehicles, and infrastructure. Many driverless cars were floating on the water. People could only stand and watch their wealth drift into the river and sea. Floodwaters also cause flooding in rural areas, causing crop loss and causing significant damage to people's livelihoods. Rescue teams and volunteers worked tirelessly to find and save people trapped in the flood, while also implementing recovery and infrastructure reconstruction activities. This is heavy floods hit northern Samar province on Tuesday, forcing immediate rescue operations in several areas of the province, including Caterman. Some videos spread on social networks. Assembly shows houses almost submerged in Lope de Vega, northern Samar, due to unexpected flooding in the area. Floodwaters rose approximately 25 feet at low level and 10 feet at its highest level, leaving 2,715 families or 9,913 people fled to evacuation centers in Jipapad City, eastern Samar province. This flood caused serious damage to people and property, killing dozens of people and injuring hundreds. Rescue and evacuation work has been deployed to save people trapped in flooded areas. Government agencies and relief organizations work together to provide support and recovery after the disaster. Thanks for your watching. Hope you have time to feel about climate change. Please like, share, and subscribe to get more of our updates every day. Goodbye and see you again.